Now we will see solver in MS Excel. So solver in MS Excel is an additional add-in tool which help us to solve various types of complex comparison and calculations in Excel worksheet. In my previous video, I explained you about goal seek feature of MS Excel. So in goal seek feature, as we saw how goal seek could be used to set target in one cell, and then we could like find a particular like final value. So it was limited to only single cell. But in a situation when we have multiple cells where you have to set certain values and then you have to find a final outcome of by changing multiple cells. So in such situation goal seek feature will not help you. So in such cases uh, solver is a very like useful feature of MS Excel. So solver is basically an add-in tool in MS Excel which help us to analyze values in multiple cells. It's same as goal seek tool, but it can operate with very complicated data and present in multiple cells. So solver is an add-in tool which must be activated first before use. So solver basically doesn't comes with MS Excel application by default. It remains inactivated. So we have to activate the tool before we use it. So here you can see there are two differences I have mentioned between goal seek and solver add-in. This is goal seek can only be used with a single cell or variable, whereas solver tool can solve formulas which uses several variables at a time. So goal seek basically we use when we have some problems or we have some like comparison values in a single cell. But in case multiple cells we need, then we can go with the solver. Goal seek only allows you to set only one cell and change the values of one cell only. But solver will allow you to work on up to 200 cells. So this is very important feature of solver tool where we can check values up to 200 cells and we can change the values and then find the final output. So it's a very powerful and very important feature of MS Excel. Now let us see in MS Excel practically how we can use solver. So as I said, solver by default remains inactive. So before we use solver, we have to activate it. So how to activate solver in MS Excel? So to activate solver in MS Excel, you have to go to File menu, then at the bottom you can see Options. So click on Option dialog box will open. So in the left hand side pane you can see second last option called Add-ins. Go to Add-ins. Now list of all add-ins of which are available in MS Excel will display. So here you can see solver add-in is already present since I have already activated in my application. So it is displayed under active application add-in. So that means solver is right now activated in my application. So if you have not activated solver, then you will find solver add-in here in this list, which is called inactive application add-ins. So under the inactive application add-ins, you will basically find solver add-ins if it is not activated. So you just have to click on solver add-in under inactive application. If it is not activated in your system, then you can click on this go button. So when you click on go button, it will take around a couple of seconds, and after that you will find your solver tool will be activated and it will be displayed under the data tab. So after activating, you can just click on OK button. Then if you go to data tab, here you will find solver will be displayed right inside most. So now the solver is activated in the application. Now how to use solver? So here we have an example of some details of a company called ABC which produces candy. Now in the example given here, if you see in the first information given, that number of units produced and sold by the company is given here. Say it is 64 lakhs 6 lakhs 44,782 numbers of units of candies has been produced by the company ABC, and the company has sold those units at 3.5 paisa, and for producing these candies the company had to invest rupees 2 per candies. So this is the cost of producing per candy, and this is the selling price of the per candy. Now at this cost, what was the total revenue that company have generated? So this is the amount that the company has generated by selling this much number of candies at 3.5 paisa. And to produce this much of candies at this at 2 rupees expenses for against per candy, the company had to invest this much of amount. Now what is the profit of the company? So profit of the company, you can see, if you subtract total cost from the total revenue generated, then you get the profit. So here the revenue that company have generated, this is the amount we have like tagged it or named it as a cell A, and the total cost which is like incurred by the company for producing the number of candies is marked as B. So now here in the total profit, if you subtract A minus B, that means this value minus this value, then you get the profit. Now what is the target of the company? Suppose the target of the company is profit. Company wanted to make it double, so it is almost like 9,67,000 company have earned the profit. Now company wants to earn the profit up to 15 lakhs. Suppose company wants to earn the profit up to 15 lakhs. The cost of the per candy company wants to reduce to maximum 2.5. So company don't want to invest more money, because if investment will be more, then profit will be less. So company wants to reduce the profit from like before 3 it was there, now it is the cost will be maximum of 2.5 rupees, and the price company wants to sell not more than at 4 rupees. So company should not increase the price of the selling price of the each candy. It will remain up to 4 rupees, but the cost of per candy should be maximum 2.5 rupees. So with this condition, the profit company wants to raise is 15 lakhs. But here one more condition or constraint is given, that the capacity of the company, the production capacity, that production capacity of the candy is 10 lakhs candies. So company cannot produce more than 10 lakhs candies in a month or in a day, whatever the time frame is given. So with these constraints, company has to earn 15 lakhs. Now how to like solve this situation using the solver add-in in MS Excel? So for this, what you have to do is you have to go to data tab, and right hand side you can see the solver button is provided. So you have already learned how the solver add-in need to be added in MS Excel. By default it doesn't remains here, you have to activate it. So we have activated, so solver add-in like tool is here. Just you click, so your parameters, solver parameters dialog box will appear. So now here few inputs you have to provide to my MS Excel, so that MS Excel can determine that how like your problems can be solved with minimum effort. So first information that I have to give is set objective. That means what is your target, what is your objective cell, which cell is your objective. So our main objective is this profit cell. This profit cell we have to take up to 15 lakhs. So click on this cell, this cell's address will appear here. C11 is the cell address of the profit. Now what is the like condition of this cell? This cell has to take to maximum, minimum or value. So our value is fixed, I want to take it to 15 lakhs. So suppose it is 15 lakhs, 15 lakhs. So C11, that is your profit, I have set to 15 lakhs. Now to achieve this target, which cell has to be changed? So here given the by changing variable cells. So these are our variable cells, because these three values will be changed. Because to achieve the target of 15 lakhs, how many units of candies you have to produce and you have to sell? Then what should be the price for per unit, and what should be the production cost of per unit? So meeting these criteria, how you can earn a profit of 15 lakhs. So that is why these are the variable sales, and the values of these sales will be changed and it will be determined by the solver tool. Now after assigning the variable sales here, now we have to set the constraints. Now to set the constraint, that is the two conditions, that condition which is given here constraint, these conditions we have to apply here. So for this you have to click on add button. So in the add button, you have to click or the assign the cell addresses in which cells certain conditions or the constraints are given. So first cell is our units sold. This cell. So this sales condition what is given? So units sold and produced. So maximum the company can produce 10 lakhs of candies. So here this sale should be less than or equal to value is 10 lakhs. So you have to mention here 10 lakhs. So 10 lakhs will be the maximum limit of this sale. So candy should not go more than 10 lakhs. So after assigning these values, you will click on add button. The constraint has been added. Now next constraint is this cell price per unit. So price per unit, what is said here? Price per unit should not be more than 4 rupees. So it should be less than or equal to 4 rupees. So you add it, and the third constraint is given, cost per unit should not be more than 2.5. So this cost per unit cell, this cell should not be more than less than or equals to 2.5. So it should not go beyond this limit. Now add. So once you added all four constraint, now just cancel add constraint dialog box to go back to solver parameter. So here you can see we are all set to go and solve our problem. We have given the objective, we have given the mentioned the variable sales, then we have set the constraints. Now to see your solution, you have to click on solve button. So once you click on solve button, solver will perform some calculations and then it will give you the exact result. So you can see to achieve your target to earn 15 lakhs of profit, you have to produce and sell this many number of candies, and you have to sell each candy at 4 rupees, and you have to invest the cost for producing per candy will be 1.82 at the max. So at this cost you will earn total revenue of this much amount, and with this cost per candy you will have to invest this much of amount as total cost for producing the candies. So if you subtract a minus b, then your profit will remain 15 lakhs. So this way, solver add-in will determine or will check your issues or check your problems, and it will give you the best solution possible. This is how the solver add-in will be useful for solving such type of cost analysis situation. Thank you.